Social Challenges in Pakistan, a report prepared by the members of Fission in Pakistan, including Randy Stevenson.
My name is Rebecca Peltier.
My name is Sam Paris.
My name is Remington Walker.
And Ryan Mickelson.
Aside from what we have learned about missile strikes, extremists, military tyrants, and the effects that they have on the people of Pakistan, there are basic social issues that affect all of our lives. But how do these things such as healthcare, education, the environment, gender equality, and security affect the people of Pakistan? What lays ahead for them? Here's Rebecca with some insights on education.
Education can prevent poverty while enabling progress. When the education system fails, the entire society suffers. Studies in Pakistan demonstrate a deficiency in prospective teachers' education. They are unable to practically apply theoretical knowledge. Once these student teachers enter the professional field, they cannot provide quality education. For the Pakistani education system to be effective, it must provide technological resources such as internet, computers, digital libraries, better curriculum, sustainable access to electricity and phone lines, regular innovations to the system, sufficient funding, and proper implementation of policy. Pakistan has had a difficult time providing these resources because of poor distribution, high cost, lack of funds, poor policy, and lack of staff skills. Unfortunately, only 50% of schools in Pakistan has access to proper resources. Currently, the education system in Pakistan is being improved through more government funding, better facilities, and enhancing the quality of education. This will ensure that in the future, education is more effective.
Gender equality and women's right to vote. It is necessary to understand that voting is in fact a constitutional right for women in Pakistan. Although women are not as welcome by locals to vote in some provinces and villages than others. Many women are harassed or attacked by other men and even the police. Mosques broadcast warnings to women, and polling stations are guarded by men with batons to deter the few brave women who do attempt to cast their vote. In 2015, some local government elections were deemed men only. It appears in these regions there are deals being made between political candidates and governments that cause for the politicians across the board to ban women from voting. This issue is often compounded by security needs in those areas where the Taliban or other militant groups are functioning. Interpret these facts as you will. Though the Constitution may state men and women both have the right to vote in elections, this right is not being protected by the state. It is difficult to say anything contrary to Pakistan having a long journey ahead to civil rights and gender equality.
The environment plays such a large role in everyday human life. It affects the social, political, and natural environment that surrounds them. In Pakistan, the statistics of their rapid growth has affected their infrastructure and climate change. This consequence has led to fatalities and natural disasters. From 1990 to 2007, the population grew by 65.1 million people. It's incredible to see that they are expanding in people and culture, and they are currently the 6th most populated country in the world. The problem is they did not plan for the growth, and as a consequence, the people suffer from overpopulation. The cities and their infrastructure are not equipped for the large amount of people that would only expand as time drew on. Currently, railroads have crumbled, and there is not a functioning train system for transportation. Naturally, the unruly amount of people leads to city neglect and pollution that has affected the climate change. Diseases have spread quickly, and there has been an increased amount of floods, pollution, and there will soon be a scarcity of water as resources due to the growing population and lack of clean water flow. In 20 years, Pakistan's forest has lost 33% of its timber. Water pollution is due to industrial waste, raw sewage, and agricultural runoff. There is no sufficient natural resource for clean, fresh water, and it leads to diseases. Amid these circumstances, there is hope. The government needs to step in and help educate their people over the consequences, specifically about garbage pollution and unclean water. In order to see the change, people need to make the change.
Here's what we've learned about healthcare. Pakistan is a small country in size, but with a population of almost 193 million, this can make the medical care of its people a challenge. The Human Development Index in Pakistan is one of the lowest in the world. 70% of medical students in Pakistan are women, but only 50% of those women ever practice. Even then, 40% of all doctors leave the country. Almost 80% of the doctors in Pakistan reside in 2 provinces. What that means for much of the population of Pakistan is that there is little health care in their home regions. There's approximately 1 doctor for every 1,200 people. By comparison, the United States has over 3 times that amount. Percentage of GDP spent on healthcare in Pakistan in 1995 was 0.7%. 20 years later, it has only risen to 0.9%. Spending on preventative medicine is progressive, however, spending in other areas of healthcare is not, and those in rural areas are at an even bigger disadvantage, with the money targeting the wealthier in larger cities. Because doctors are few in Pakistan, and women in some areas are forced to stay in home or off the street, a new group called Doctors was started up. As we learn, technology and the internet has made leaps and bounds in Pakistan. Now people in outlying areas can access local nurses who then are overseen by doctors who remotely treat patients with the help of local nurses. This initiative is helping both women patients reach the care they need and women being able to work in their field without the social constraints.
The security of Pakistan affects us all. If ignored, it will be at our own peril. If Pakistan and some of its nuclear arsenal get into the hands of Iran, Israel will likely get attacked. That could start World War III. The travel departments from the UK, Canada, and the US have multiple warnings about traveling into Pakistan. For example, the Canadian government advises against travel due to the threat of terrorist attacks, kidnapping, and sectarian violence. Travel bans affect the economy of Pakistan.
In conclusion, if we help Pakistan address these issues, trust with Western countries will increase. What makes this so important for us all is that the people of Pakistan are no different than us. We are all God's children striving to return to our Heavenly Father.